The lights flickered as the night hummed with a low charge of electricity. Karen's shiny Tesla sat in my driveway again, its cables snaking straight into my garage outlet. My power, her car. Neighbors laughed when I complained. But that night, when the meter spiked again, I decided the current was about to change. I live in a quiet, picture-perfect neighborhood just outside Denver. Neat lawns, pastel mailboxes, and an HOA that controlled everything from grass height to garbage can color. On paper, it looked like paradise. In reality, it was a kingdom run by Karen Wells, the self-proclaimed queen of clean energy. She wasn't an elected president. She was an imposed one. Loud, pushy, and endlessly nosy. Everyone feared her HOA reports more than late bills. I moved here 2 years ago, thinking I'd finally found peace. But the first time I saw Karen roll up in her brand-new Tesla and plug it into my outdoor outlet, just for a few minutes, I realized peace doesn't survive long where entitlement thrives. At first, I thought it was a mistake. Then she did it again, and my electric bills began to tell the story she pretended not to. It wasn't just me. One by one, neighbors whispered about the same thing. Karen's car plugged into their garage while they were out, her cord draped like a silver snake. When confronted, she'd wave it off. It's just a quick top-up. You wouldn't want the HOA president stranded, right? She had a way of turning every argument into your fault. If you objected, she'd remind you about that lawn that wasn't trimmed or that paint color slightly outside HOA code. People stopped pushing back. Her position gave her power. She knew it and used it. I kept quiet, watching from my security camera as she came by during her evening walks, always with that same smug smile. I didn't know it yet, but she wasn't just stealing power from my outlet. She was feeding on a neighborhood silence. And silence, like electricity, has a price. The breaking point came one Saturday afternoon. I just finished mowing when I saw her, plugged in again, laughing with a friend beside her Tesla while it sucked my electricity like a thirsty leech. "Karen," I said, keeping my voice even. "That's my outlet." She smiled sweetly, as if I'd just complimented her. "Oh, I know. But the HOA covers all community power expenses, dear. It's not community power when it's coming from my house." Karen's smile froze. "You should be grateful," she said loudly enough for the nearby joggers to hear. "I'm promoting clean energy and community spirit." Her friend giggled. My jaw clenched. I unplugged the cable myself, coiling it slowly. "Don't plug this in again." She stared at me, eyes hardening. "Careful," she hissed. "Non-compliance with HOA cooperation can have consequences." 2 days later, I got a letter. Warning, unauthorized exterior fixture placement. Fine, $250. That's when I stopped trying to reason with her and started documenting. I bought a second security camera and pointed it straight at the outlet. Within a week, I had footage of Karen charging her Tesla twice, both times while I was at work. Each clip came with perfect timestamps and crystal clear video. When I showed the evidence at the HOA meeting, the board chuckled awkwardly. "Let's not make this personal," one member said. "Kara volunteers a lot of her time." Of course she did. She was the HOA. That night, I found notes in my mailbox, anonymous but supportive. "She did it to us too. We're scared to complain. You're not alone." A pattern emerged. Karen had been using other homes' power for months, disguising it under HOA maintenance excuses. My neighbors had been too intimidated to push back. So I decided to build something Karen didn't expect, a united front. And once it was ready, I'd flip the switch. We called it Operation Spotlight. At the next HOA event, we invited a local reporter and a representative from the power company, just to discuss energy efficiency. Meanwhile, I quietly set up a public camera near my driveway. The neighbors gathered with lemonade and folding chairs, pretending it was a block party. And right on cue, Karen arrived, Tesla gleaming, extension cord already in hand. She plugged into my outlet like she owned it. The camera caught everything. Her voice bragging about free energy, her casual dismissal of property lines, her condescending laugh when someone asked if she'd asked permission. The reporter's eyebrows rose. The utility rep took notes. Karen didn't realize until flashes started going off. When she turned and saw the crowd filming, her confident smile faltered for the first time. Karen, I said calmly, that's theft. And this time, everyone saw it. The lights didn't flicker. Her reputation did. By Monday morning, the story had spread like wildfire. HOA president caught using residents' power without permission. The video went viral in local groups. Karen called an emergency meeting to clarify the misunderstanding. She arrived in oversized sunglasses, trembling with fury. It was a mistake, she insisted. He gave me permission weeks ago. I played the recording from my security camera, her voice saying, "You should be grateful." The silence that followed was heavy enough to crush her excuses. Neighbors she'd bullied for years began to speak up about threats, fines, and manipulation. The power company issued a statement confirming her unauthorized use of private outlets. The HOA board voted to suspend her pending investigation. For the first time in years, people in the neighborhood smiled without looking over their shoulders. Someone even baked cookies for the next meeting, because apparently, peace tastes like sugar and justice. Karen eventually sold her Tesla and resigned for health reasons. The irony? Her replacement offered free solar panels for community charging. Sometimes, justice isn't about revenge, it's about restoring balance. And nothing restores balance like the truth exposed in broad daylight. Life got quiet again. My electric bill dropped. The outlet remained untouched. But more than that, the neighborhood began to heal. People talked more, laughed more, and helped each other instead of hiding behind HOA walls. As for me, I learned that peace doesn't come from staying silent. It comes from standing firm. Karen's Tesla might have drained my electricity, but her downfall recharged the entire block. Justice doesn't always require a fight. Sometimes it just needs a spotlight. And once the truth is lit up, even the loudest voices fade. Every time I pass that empty driveway where her Tesla used to sit, I smile. Because this time, the only thing charging in this neighborhood is accountability. So, what would you have done if your HOA president kept stealing your power? Would you confront them, expose them, or stay silent to avoid drama? Tell me in the comments, because every neighborhood has its own Karen. And if you enjoyed this story, make sure to hit subscribe and turn on notifications. I've got more real-life dramas, justice stories, and clever comebacks coming your way. Remember, always stay smart, stay safe, and never underestimate the power of standing up for yourself, even if it's just one outlet at a time.